Well, hello there. It's been a while since I recorded my last video, and I looked it up, and it was August 16th. Today is October 28th, so it's been more than 2 months. I think back then I was talking about um, doing an American history class just to kind of change things up a little bit. We went to Europe for a month, and I thought I was going to have so much time to do my New Testament. I think it was New Test. Yeah, it was New Testament survey. The first part, Mark, Matthew, Mark, John, Luke, and Acts, and then now I am starting with the second part of the New Testament. But in between, I wanted to insert something a little bit easier to kind of catch up with everything here after we came back from European trips, not to be super overwhelmed. And I was talking about taking the American history class. Let's see here. It is the U.S. history, which is a part of the required. Let me see here. I had my general education pulled up here. It was a part of my required classes. No, that's not US. Where is it? Essentials of U.S. History. So I have taken that class. It's all done. And I think this is the one that I scored on the highest. No, I thought I had one of the classes that had 94%. So 9252 is my overall grade. We are finished with the class. Last video I was talking about how I was going to start with it. I was excited to kind of change things up a little bit, and it wasn't an easy class. I definitely didn't. It definitely takes some effort. There was a lot of reading. Here's the book that I did, and the Brief American Pageant, and it was, I believe, 700 pages, 734 pages. A pretty large format book, and I think every week I had to do about 100 pages a week, 70 to 100. And one thing that I did like about the class is we had quizzes every week. So whatever you read, there were quizzes on that. And then it wasn't like you had to study so hard for the two exams that dictated your grade. It was more of a, hey, we're gonna quiz you every week, and at the end we're gonna do the overall test, comprehension test, right? Is that what they call it? The final exam, comprehensive final exam. So let's go over that real quick. I hope I'm not going to be recording another 30-minute video, but American nations and discussions. My discussions were, let's see, and here's the part of the makeup of the grades. The discussions were 15% of overall grade. Quizzes were 40. Founder's essay that I had to write, exceptionalism essay. That was a 4-page paper that I did, and comprehensive final was 10%. Let's see here, American discussion. Basically, every week I had to participate in discussion, writing about 150 words. I think it's 150 words for your post, and then you had to interact with other people and then reply to their posts. And I think you had to do 2 replies. Not my favorite part because I'm not a good writer, but I think I'm getting better with it. I'm getting more comfortable. I think on the majority of the discussions, I did 100. And let's see here. Here's the comment. Extraordinary, insightful posts and replies. I don't remember what I did, but it was apparently extraordinarily. Extraordinarily. Okay, that's a hard word. American Nations Worksheet. So what happened was it was the first test that we had to do, and I was used to getting everything turned in by Saturday for the full credit, and then Sunday by the latest. There were so many things in the first week, and one of them was turning in the American Nations Worksheet by Thursday. Well, we were, I think we went to the mountains, and I thought I had this all time, and I was going to work on that in the mountains. And then on Saturday, I realized I was already late. So I turned that in. I asked him, here's the conversation. I'm aware that I missed the deadline. I just realized it. I'm sorry, it won't happen again, right? And I didn't turn anything else late. He gave me a full credit for it. I think I don't even remember what the worksheet was about. But then quizzes. The first quiz was very easy. It was about the states, the location of the states. No, this is the nation's map quiz. That was 100%. And then I had to read 4 chapters, and then I missed one question, I guess. Then quiz number 2 was 83%. Some of those questions, the test questions, they were not as easy, and so I'm not ashamed of some of my grades, because when I looked over the test results, I'm like, I would have never been able to answer that kind of question. So good thing that they didn't affect my overall grade that much. So this one was 83%, and there were no remarks on it. So I don't even remember what I missed. Founder's essay. So this was actually pretty interesting. I was actually at the firehouse that day on the due date. I think it was due by 1 o'clock at night, and I was working that day and at the firehouse, and it happened. And I think it needed to be a 4-page essay. I already wrote a 1.5 pages, so I was going to finish it at the firehouse, and I only need to do 2.5 pages in order to turn that in. So that day, we had the transmission on the fire truck that quit on us. We spent the whole day on the road. I think it quit around 2 o'clock. They finally got it figured out by 5 o'clock, told us that we can't drive the fire truck anymore, that we'll have to switch out. So Chief took us back to the firehouse, and then we were going to go to the shop to get switched out. Basically, it's when we take everything from the fire truck that broke down and put all the tools and everything on the fire truck that we're going to use for the foreseeable future. So it looks like it happened about September 11th. We're still driving that fire truck. So it's been a month and a half. They were going to replace the transmission. They finally got the transmission, and I think they're putting that transmission back in. So we've been in that fire truck for a month and a half. But and then as we were driving to the firehouse, they were talking about the guys were giving us suggestions which place we should go to and eat, because we missed our dinner. We didn't cook for ourselves, and we go to like Subway, or we order pizza, or go to Chipotle. Well, that night we went to Texas de Brazil, which is a fancy Brazilian steakhouse. It was September 11th for sure. I do remember that. It was that day that we went to Brazilian steakhouse on duty. We were a little bit concerned if people were going to have any issues with that. But yeah, while we were waiting for that fire truck to arrive to the shop, we went to a fancy Brazilian steakhouse, Texas de Brazil, I think it was. So we ate, went to the shop, switched out, got back to the firehouse around 10 o'clock, and I had to turn that paper in 3 hours later. So it was a day full of activities. We came back to the firehouse around 10 p.m. and I only had 3 hours to get all finished up. Thankfully, we didn't have that many calls after that, and I think I ended up writing 6 or 7 pages because there was just that flow of thought. So I definitely did more than was needed, even though I'm not a good writer. And I got this comment: thorough thinking displayed throughout. I didn't expect to get 99 out of 100. I'd be happy with a 90, but apparently it wasn't that bad. Quiz number 3, 88. Quiz number 4, 96. This paper, I thought I was going to do a little bit better. He gave us some instructions, and I thought I followed his instructions, but according to the comment, I guess I missed something. So 85 out of 100. I try to not to overthink that. As long as I'm close to 90, I'm happy. Discussions, 99 out of 100. Quiz number 5 was 85%. Then discussion 100%. Quiz number 6 was 81%. That's probably was my lowest one. And like I said, there are some of them that there were some interesting questions, a lot of names that I had to remember, and I didn't really study for the test. I just read the book and studied the study guide, but I didn't go back and actually like prepare it for the test. And then quiz number 7 was 95%. Quiz number 8 was 100 out of 100. So that was more recent history. I think from quiz number 7 all the way to 8, so 7 and 8 were from like 1940s up to 2015 is I think what we went through on the book. So the more recent history I did pretty well on. All the other tests I just wanted to pass them. Final exam was 80%, 79. That is the lowest one I scored. But as far as the points go, they're all the same. So I don't know why I was talking about the final comprehensive exam being 10% of the score when we did 4 quizzes worth 100 points each. I don't know, maybe that's how they figure it out. So anyway, final exam, but what I care about is 90 is the final score. So 92.52 was my final. That is A minus. With all the classes that I took, I talked about GPA to Victoria the other day, and I know that 4.0 is like exceptional GPA, but I guess anything over 3.5 is really good. So I'm at 3.7 right now. I did the Old Testament survey, 1 and 2. I finished New Testament survey in August, and then in the summer I took Intro into Biblical Counseling. This was a very hard class, and then I just finished with U.S. government, and I am starting with New Testament survey, the second part. That's what I'm gonna do, and I thought about taking an elective class in Revelation because it's a Revelation that would be pretty relevant, and I just wanted to kind of change things up a little bit again. I think after Revelation, I'll continue on with Christian theology 1 and 2, and I think for the summer, I probably take some of the general classes because since I haven't gone to college and I don't have any general education classes besides the biology that I was able to transfer, I still need to do all of these ones. Spoken communication, essentials of music and art. One thing that I actually was browsing on the website, on Masters University website, and it talked about how you could switch some classes. And I think spoken communication, you could switch to something about preaching, the proper hermeneutics class. I asked them about that, and they said, oh, it's only available for in-person classes. And then essentials, music and art, there was another class that was something about worship. So they said, yeah, it's an in-person class as well. But I was able to switch philosophy with apologetics, so I was actually pretty happy about that. I was thinking about taking apologetics as my elective class, but now I don't have to. So I'll have 2 other classes that I could take for electives, and apologetics going to be in my general education now. Let's see here. This is the history, U.S. history class. Great professor, Dr. Clyde Greer. He's very passionate, and I think he's been about history, and I think he's been teaching for like 25, 30 years. Very good professor. And then excited about Dr. Tom Halstead. He was in charge of the New Testament survey first part, and then we're continuing on with the same instructor for the second part. There's going to be 2 tests, 2 exams. There's going to be an outline assignment, which I'll show you. 40% of the grade is the outline assignment, and then reading and class discussion. Basically, same thing. You have to write about 2 points that you read about from the Bible, and then from the required reading for the week. I think each point has to be at least 150 words in one post, so for at least 300 words on your original post, and then you have to reply to somebody else's post with 100 words. First week, Romans 1 through 8. Lectures. There were a lot of lectures for the first week. Actually, how do I go? Let's see. I think there was a way for me to get to the lectures, and it was a lot. I just wanted to kind of show them all in exams, grading, textbooks, assignments, resources. We'll just go through modules. So module number 1, I went to the first module to the lectures, and I usually expect 4 to 5 videos, and then here we had 12. Actually, let's count the minutes on this. Okay, so 25 plus another 25 plus 26 plus 16 plus 25 plus 27 plus 19 plus 26 plus 25 plus another 25 plus 18. I still have to watch 3 videos from last week. It is Monday, so I was supposed to finish with these 3 last week, and I kind of fell asleep yesterday. I think it was around 11 p.m. The last 10 minutes, I don't really remember. So altogether, 282 minutes divided by 60. So it's almost 4.7 hours. And then now, if we go to modules, they talk about, let's see here, modules. Oh, on the home page. I think they need to reflect their information a little bit more accurate. 3.1 hours for lectures, when in fact I just counted 4.7. So it's a lot of videos, 12 videos. Romans 1 through 8, 1.6 hours. Reading and discussion reports, it does take me about 2 hours, and then work on the assignment. So the main assignment for this class is this. It's the same one as New Testament Survey 1. You have all these sections, which is what, 29, so 56 different places from Romans and 1 Corinthians, so full book of Romans and Corinthians combined, that you have to title, then explain what it talks about, and then you have to apply it to your life and have to write about that as well. I think that assignment last time took me about 36 pages. So first week is pretty busy with the videos, but I think it's gonna kind of slow down a little bit, and so I'll have more time. Last time when I was taking this similar class, I was in Europe, and I thought I was gonna have so much more time. But I crammed that assignment in 2 weeks, and I was just writing nonstop. This time, I'm going to try to start a little bit earlier and hopefully get it done before, more than few hours before the deadline, because that's exactly what I did last time. I think I submitted the assignment 3 hours before the cutoff. So the plan is to get it done faster. Pretty excited about this class, pretty excited about the instructor. I think I'm going to take Revelation. That's what we have scheduled already, I thought, right? No, it's not reflected here, but in the email thread with my counselor, we talk about that. So we're going to do Revelation. We also switched churches. When we left the Slavic church here in Denver in 2016, I believe, we went to Life Fellowship for 8 years. And we're pretty much just visiting. My wife had some ministry in the church, but I was more of a visitor because everything was kind of taken care of. It was an established church, And then recently, some of my family members left the same Slavic church for another biblical church here in Denver Metro. Its name is the church's name is Chapel in the Hills. So one of my relatives has been going there for 3 years. He is taking over. He's training for not an elder position. What's the other one? So there are elders and then there are deacons. So he's getting trained for a deacon position. And my other cousins went there. I think they committed to that church in July. And then I told Victoria, like, well, if they go, we'll go as well, because we want to be a part of, the church, and not just be visitors, but actually have do some ministry in the church. And it's the pastor at that church is a graduate from Master's Seminary, and I would say that that wasn't our main criteria for the pastor, but we really like Pastor Todd. We liked his preaching, and the men in that church are very involved spiritually. There is a Bible study group every Wednesday, and people drive for 40-50 minutes to that Bible study group every Wednesday night, and I think we get about 30-35 people every week. I can't attend every week, but whenever I don't work, I try to make it my goal to be there. Majority of the people, like I said, they come all over not the state, but let's see here. Let's go into maps. There's no private information shown this time, so I'm not gonna blur anything out like I did in the last video. But the church is, let's see here, Chapel in the Hills, Cold Creek Canyon. Here's where the church is at. We live right here, so it is a 40-minute drive for us. But there's some people that come to that church from Lac Buey, right? So they're even further. That's an hour drive. Then I know that there's some people that come from Blackhawk, which is here, and I'm assuming they take this road. I don't know what they do in the winter time though. But I do know that there were some people that were coming from Monument. Here's Monument. Some people would drive from Monument all the way here. I think we have about 200 members. We're pretty excited. I think, let's see here, they're going to officially accept us as members next Sunday, which is going to be November the 3rd, 2024. We did our testimonies, shared our testimonies yesterday. And I think every 2 or 3 months, there's about 6 to 10 people that join the church. So the church is growing fast. And, hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to get it closer into the metro. So that is, a dream, a hope of mine. We'll see how that goes. But as of right now, I'm going to concentrate on studying, and hopefully God can utilize me in biblical counseling or whatever plan He's got for me. So please pray for me, for us, for our church. Visit us, and I think that is it for the video. 24 minutes. God bless you.